It's your girl, Crystal D, and you listen to Sidebar Conversations. It is Monday, June 20th. Wow, June is almost done. Sidebar Conversations, we're here talking about music, money, entertainment, state of the culture. A lot of big things happen this weekend. It's Juneteenth, Father's Day, all types of stuff. So we're going to dive on in. I'm going to welcome my super producer, Mike Hennessy, in the building. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm in a little box, so I'm putting it covered.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, of course.
So it was a big weekend for celebrations for everybody that's listening. Juneteenth and Father's Day, we tapped in last week and talked about, the anticipation of both. Mm-hmm. I think it was a very, very nostalgic weekend for me. And I think it's very interesting that Juneteenth definitely fell on Father's Day this year. So shout out to everybody who's celebrating Freedom Day. Shout out to all the fathers watching, listening. Yep. Kudos to you. Another big thing, we're going to talk a little bit more about both of those events, Juneteenth and Father's Day, because I got a couple sidebars, good sidebars. Right. But I have big news. So EYL had a Philly Meetup, Earn Your Leisure. For those who are fans of the show and have been watching every week, you know that your girl, Crystal D, I'm a big-time follower of Earn Your Leisure. I'm all about financial literacy. How we closing the gap out here in these streets, right? Mm-hmm. And that is educating ourselves about financial literacy, right? Mm-hmm. Getting ourselves in a better position so that we can close the gap financially. And that's really how our communities grow, from my personal opinion. Earn Your Leisure, big group that teaches and educates melanated people on financial literacy. They had an EYL meetup this week in Philly, Benjamin Franklin Parkway. So your girl from VA to Philly. So I'm from West Philly, for those who don't know. Mm-hmm. But I live in Virginia Beach, so I packed up my ride and made it all the way down to Philly for this EYL meetup. Janet's got a plan. Janet, if y'all watch Market Monday, she's on every week for questions and answers. She hosted the meetup. And let me just tell y'all, it was all love. If you don't know anything about Earn Your Leisure, one thing I want everybody to know is Earn Your Leisure. Please take a moment if you're not already following this group. Instagram, Facebook, Earn Your Leisure. The brothers of EYL have created a space, not just a platform to educate folks about financial literacy, but a community where people can come in and find their like-minded group, right? Like a group of like-minded individuals. Whether you're interested in stocks, investments, real estate, financial planning. Maybe you're a new age entrepreneur and you're interested about Toro. You might be interested in getting into the Airbnb market. You can learn so much, right, from following this group. And what I like about being a part of it, being an earner, is they create community. So at the EYL Meetup, we got a chance to get together, meet some fellow Philly earners, and just kind of talk business, talk money, and the big thing, we talked Philly slang. So Janet is actually from Rhode Island, and we got into an entire conversation about John. And so it had me thinking, like, yo, real quick, Mike Hennessy sidebar. What's your Philly slang that you tell anybody who's not from Philly? Listen, you gotta use this slang when you come to Philly. What's your slang?
It's usually John, boy. It ain't the DH word. I don't use that one. But
what's the DH
word? Backdoor. Go ahead, finish it. DH.
I don't know.
I can't say it. Your stream. I can't say that on there.
Oh, okay, but they don't say it.
Yeah. Just think of what letter starts with a D and another letter that starts with H.
Oh, wait, yes, hold on. I know exactly what you're talking about. Funny story. We went to South on Broad, and we were talking about the slang, and you're so right. A couple of the guys that were with us said the DH word was like some Philly slang that everybody should know. And I'm gonna keep it real. That might be a male thing, because I feel like the girls at the table also were like, I don't know, I don't really use that slang.
They use it too. You ain't deep enough in there. That's all.
That one went over my head. I was like, I don't know if I use that word, but we definitely use Philly Joan. I'm a West Philly Joan all day. So we got Janet. Janet has a plan. She got her education on Philly slang. So hopefully on Market Mondays tonight, Janet gives us a shout out, because we did ask her to tell all of the world and all the earners what she learned in Philly and what slang she was taking home with her. So shout out to Janet. Shout out to all the earners who showed up for the Philly Meetup. I want to take a moment right quick and talk about why Earn Your Leisure means so much to me, right? I talk a lot about it, but I don't know if I've told my story. Have I ever told you my story? Some of the projects that I'm working on?
Nope.
I want to share my story, and hopefully I can inspire those, or if anything, just maybe folks can relate to me. When I joined Earn Your Leisure, I was looking for my soul tribe, right? I don't know if that makes sense. I was looking for
You're looking for your group.
Yes. Shout out Marcus Jones, tapping in over here in the chat. EYL in the building. I was looking for my soul tribe, right? I really was looking for a group of like-minded individuals that I could be inspired by and learn from. And I came across this group, right? And since joining, I will tell you, it's not an overnight success if you're not already there. That's what came to me when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight. I watched some folks who are, interested in investments, and folks who are in the game of real estate, right? And in the game of Airbnb or podcasting. And sometimes it's like, it looks like everybody has it together, and it's just like, everybody's making things happen. And I'm speaking as an earner and a like-minded individual who cares about the culture and the community, and I want financial literacy and generational wealth for my family, right? And for me, it's not an overnight success. It's like tapping in has changed my mindset to where I can get to the point where success comes. Does that make sense so far? Changing the mindset has allowed me to make different moves to where I'm closer to that particular goal. For those who don't know, I'm a renter. I have been renting all my life. And last year at InvestFest, I heard, and I never really was inspired to buy a home. I was always like, I'm single, I don't have children, right? I don't want to have to do all that like maintenance and yard work. Like, I don't want to do all this. And I always felt like renting was like better for me, right? And with that said, I went to InvestFest last year, and Julian Gordon says a very, very controversial thing. He asked for all the renters to stand up. He asked for every renter in the room to stand up. And he asked for everyone who was standing up to say, I am homeless.
Oh.
And they clipped that. I think it went viral, and it actually, like, you know, a lot of heat came from that conversation. If you don't know Julian Gordon, definitely follow him. He speaks a lot on the 4-3-2-1 rule. If you don't know what that is, look it up, because when I get my quadplex, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. Shout out to Chaz Simmons. Shout out to Chaz R in the building. But listen, he had everybody stand up who was renting, and we all hype. We got our suit and ties on. You know, we feeling good at Invest Fest, right? And he said, I want you to say, I am homeless. I am homeless. If you are a renter and you don't have own a home or have some type of property that you've invested in that way where you actually have that leverage as an owner, right? You're broke. And these are my words, not his. And that spoke to me. Some folks are offended by that. But when I said that, I was like, you're right, I'm homeless. I might be better off than maybe a homeless man that we associate with homeless, or homeless woman on the street. But if you don't own, right, your own home, if you look at it like that, we're out here spending money and doing different things with our money, like, without first securing the bag of some type of home investment that we can always leverage, right? For our family, for our own selves, right? In order to get to the point where we have what we need to survive, and to not just be surviving, right? But to be able to have something that we can leave behind, right? Something that we can own, have in our own name, and actually, like, be able to leverage for financial gain if needed. Until we're at that point, can we really afford the things that we currently do with our money? So for me, that resonated with me. So since last August, I have been working on my 4-3-2-1 rule. And by the end of this year, guys, I will no longer be homeless. I have been planning and planting the seeds, right? Working on things, focused on credit, focused on, can I even afford a home, right? I didn't want to just go buy a home because I'm egotistical. I thought about this. Can I even afford a home? And I started to change my financial, the way I manage my finances, to make sure that once I move into this position of owning this home, that I can afford the landscape and I can afford the last minute issues that happen in the house. You know, I might need a snake. I might have a plumbing problem, right? Can I afford the burden of buying a home? So for the last year, I have been focusing on credit, focusing on taxes, focusing on making sure that the way I manage my money, I can actually move into this process and be able to afford a home. Long story short, listening to Mr. Julian Gordon, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. My plan is in place and I'm rocking and rolling. By the end of this year, I'm going to own me a quadplex. And the purpose of the quadplex is so that I can have residual income in order to afford my triplex, then my duplex, and then my single family home. That's the 4-3-2-1 rule. So if you're interested in learning more about that, Julian Gordon, follow EYL. MG, the mortgage guy, also is always talking about great house hacks. How can we get in the game instead of being renters and instead of being raped by the system? You know, being mortgage lender, like tapping into, you know, loans for 30, 40, 50 years and not making anything from it to where we can change the quality of life of our community members. Think differently about how we are out here living in these streets, how we spending our money, and the decisions that we're making to buy these homes. So that's my little story right quick about what Crystal D is working on since I have been tapped in to earn your leisure. I'm trying to earn my leisure. I'm trying to retire at 45 and write books for the rest of my life and have a couple properties underneath my belt, and the goal is set, and so it is and will be. So tap in, let us know what y'all doing out there, right? What strategies that you have out there that you can share with the girl. I'm always into more information and learning more. So definitely, like, drop your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are on this conversation. Chaz R has just dropped in and said, wait, how does that gel with if a person can't pay their property taxes with a house they own and it gets taken away by the government? Chaz R, you might have to, like, elaborate a little bit more of what you're saying, because I'm not quite understanding, like, what specific comment you're referring to with that question. So follow up and explain a little bit more. I will say I'm a student of the game. So if you're looking for specific advice around that particular question, I would say to tap into some professionals. Earn Your Leisure is a group that I follow heavily. All types of experts talking about this particular process and better ways to reach financial literacy. Excuse me, reach financial success when you're buying properties and owning homes. So I just want to tell that story because I'm always out here like follow this group and do this and we got to close the gap, right? I'm always out here talking, Mike, but I really wanted to like tell y'all where I'm at in my process and really be transparent that I'm a student in the game and I think it's okay to be a student of the game. But the number one goal here is how are we doing our part to change what happens within our community? And for me, it's just educating myself and changing my status and where I'm at so that I can help my family have generational wealth from years to come. So with that said, we're going to move on from the EYL talk. Let's chat a little bit about Father's Day and Juneteenth because I was really excited to come on here with you tonight.
Okay.
You know why, Mike?
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
why?
of course.
You celebrated Father's Day, right?
Yeah, I try my best to.
Did you do anything special?
Oh
wait, you hung out.
Yeah, had to hang out. Got invited. I was supposed to do something else special, but stuff happens. It's always next year. There's always another try at it, of course. So, but Father's Day, very chill. Ate burgers, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Nah, but no, it was a really good Father's Day. Oh, I'm getting responses from one of my friends about us watching the show. But
Chaz R got lots to say about the you are homeless. I'm curious, Chaz R, not to change the subject on you, Mike. Sidebar, Chaz R. Tap in. Are you renting? Or are you a homeowner, Chaz R? Because I'm just curious about some of the questions that he has. But share with me. Go ahead, Mike. Tell us about your Father's Day.
No, just my Father's Day is pretty chill. I got all the texts and the phone calls and my daughter. That's the part that makes it even better is my daughter and then the people I care about the most that sends you, the happy Father's Day stuff. It feels good because it's our day, and I'm not big for the people for just one day. I feel like you should celebrate somebody for a lifetime, but
yeah,
it's a special day. It's a pagan holiday, as I call it. And fathers enjoy it. Especially I feel like Black fathers should definitely have the emphasis on that because we deal with so much. We already get looked at a certain way, so.
I wanted to say something about that. Can I say something about that?
Of course.
I was watching yesterday, right? I was watching and looking at, just the environment. And last week, a gentleman said, when I said shout out to the fathers, next week, Father's Day, right? A gentleman wrote in the chat of the show and said, Father's Day is like no day. Like it means nothing. And I went back and I found that comment and, I continued to converse with that brother to say, nah, Father's Day means something. And we got to change that narrative. After like experiencing it yesterday, I was just thinking to myself, like, does Father's Day really mean anything? Like, are the fathers celebrated? I know I'm hype about my brother and my father. We got together and did some things for them, but what I'm getting at is I actually had a moment after seeing some of what I was seeing in my environment. Are fathers celebrated the way they should be? And I just wanted to put that out there and talk about that a little bit. And please, in the chat, if you have a comment in response to that, tell us. If you're a father, do you feel celebrated?
Yeah.
And overall, our fathers celebrated the way they should be on that day. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to say, when it comes to like the Father's Day thing, I feel like you should just celebrate the men that are in your life that does great by their children. The men that's not in your life, the ones that you don't know that are out there and celebrating, because I've seen a lot of women take on Father's Day. It's a very selfish thing to do. I used to, and openly admitting to it, of course, and just explaining that I used to do the same thing for my mom, where I would say Happy Father's Day to my mom, because legitimately that's how I felt. But I had to sit back and think about it for myself. Like, my mom was both in a way, but she only knew how to be my mom. She could never teach me how to be a man. Only men teach men how to be men in a certain way, like, and as long as it's respectful. But we, like, mothers taking on both roles, trying to learn how to deal with a man's emotion and dealing with my sisters and all the too many different personalities. too much of this, too much of that. So it was hard to juggle. So sometimes when you can have a calm person in the house, rather, and I'm not saying that it has to be a man. People in this world are, they date the same sex. So it's like a lot of the times you have two women or two men, however it's gonna be.
Wait, let me stop you right there. Sidebar though. I don't mean no harm, but I think that's important. We talking about Father's Day, and somehow, some way, and I know you didn't mean anything by it, but I really want to call this out. We start getting into conversation, labeling women we start labeling and talking about women who have done great things as parents. I know we have the single mom situation that has been very prevalent within the Black community. I just think it's so interesting that because that has been such a common issue to talk about, we just lose.
We lose track.
We lose track that it's Father's Day. It's Father's Day.
Yeah, it's crazy because this is the only day where conversations like this happen. Mother's Day ain't nothing like that.
It goes somewhere.
It's like, and a lot of the times, like I put it like this: you deal with situations where, as a father, the mother and the father break up. If it happens, and sometimes it can get looked at as he doesn't want to take care of his children. Sometimes the person just disconnects because of the relationship that y'all two have. It's like you got some checked out fathers, you got some checked in fathers, some very, very checked in fathers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a very checked in father. Like, I might not seem like I'm a laid back person, but me and my daughter know what we talk about, because the fact that she can talk, I don't talk to nobody about our conversations. Rather, somebody believes it or not, me and her have a particular relationship, and it's fun and it's amazing for me. So it's like, as long as men are out here taking care of their children, you will get acknowledged. That's how I look at it.
So Marquise, I think it's Marquise Jones, just dropped in the chat if we can show that comment. So Marquise Jones says, I'm one of the lucky ones that have a good, consistent relationship with my daughter. So I'm consistently celebrated by her. Father's Day is just the cherry on top. I love it. And I think there are fathers. I actually did like a little poll on Instagram and got some responses. I will be honest. The question was, is Father's Day our fathers celebrated on Father's Day? And it ended up being a 50-50. Like, some folks were saying yes, some folks were saying no. And so what Marquise just said, I think for the most part, fathers feel this way. But I think there are some fathers that feel slighted. Is it because they deserve to feel slighted, or is it because we have lost our focus on celebrating our fathers? I'm not going to answer that. I just want to leave that there. It's the conversation about fathers not being celebrated on Father's Day. Is that because some fathers aren't doing what they're supposed to, or is it because we've lost focus on celebrating our men? I'm going to leave y'all with that. I can't answer that question. This is a sidebar, y'all. This is a sidebar all day. I'm not the judge. I just want us to talk about that, leave with that, and maybe we'll revisit that in a full conversation another time. Mike, any closing comments about Father's Day? Because I want to talk about Juneteenth.
Closing Father's Day stuff. Listen, I have nothing else to say about it. Just happy Father's Day to all the men out here that's taking care of their children and doing their thing. And, shout out to every man that will step up and be the stepfather, that will be the best uncle I got uncles that's my dads. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got uncles that's my dad. I talk to him almost daily, and we play the game all the time. So it's like, like that. Those are the ones that matter. I'll pay attention to the ones that are here. My dad's a father. Shout out to you for creating me. But I mean, like,
no buts.
No. That's it. We know what true fathers are. That's where I'm going at with it.
Okay, I got you.
What true fathers are.
Well, shout out to the fathers out there in the world. Listen, the words of Tupac, and if nobody else cares, Crystal D cares. Okay, I love supporting all the guys out there, all the fathers, all the dads, all the men, all the melanated men. Crystal D loves y'all. And whenever I can have a chance to celebrate y'all, I'm here for it. Let me tell y'all why. Because if you continue, while you continue to follow Sidebar Conversations, you're going to hear Crystal D talk about a lot of things when it comes to feminism, sexism, and fighting for the rights of women, because I believe in those things. But let me tell you this. I love my melanated men, supporting the fathers. Love y'all. I hope y'all had a great, great day. And more to come on these conversations. Listen, Sidebar. if I see any of y'all have a July 4th barbecue and y'all did not have a Juneteenth barbecue, y'all black card is revoked from Crystal D.
That need
So
music or something.
if I see, I'm just putting this out here. I'm taking black cards. I'm taking black cards. It was quiet out there. I was in West Philly yesterday.
Right.
I was in West Philly. Shout out to West Philly. And it was quiet. It was real quiet. And I'm not gonna name no names, but I was talking to my neighbor at my mom's house, the home I grew up in, and I was like, "Yo, it's a party. It's Juneteenth. We celebrating out here." And not one, not two,
right,
not three people said, "Oh, that's today." So I got a question because I'm sorry, black card revoked. I'm taking black cards out on these streets. Listen,
snatch them joints.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is it because we are not in tune with what's going on with our culture, or is it because these individuals were from a different generation? And when I say different generation, it was an age group difference, right?
Okay.
It's because Juneteenth is a newly recognized holiday. Is that why we're not? Go ahead.
I got something to share about this.
Let's tap
in history, I've known this, but I didn't know that's what it was. My cousin actually just so happened to start sharing that information. I was like, oh, like that's decent because I've known this stuff to be around. I have a mother that knew about this stuff. So Juneteenth have been around forever.
It has.
It's been around since the 70s and 80s.
But what I'm saying is like,
no, I'm about to answer that for you. I was actually going to answer that. So because it's not recognized, a lot of us don't recognize it because it's only Juneteenth is only 2 years old at this point. It to people that's of a certain generation, it's only 2 years old.
Right.
Like they don't. A lot of people didn't know about it. I've had it. But the lovely part about it is that when it was discovered, I remember the first one being in Malcolm X Park in Philadelphia. It was so many people there.
So I get that. And I think some folks might even tap in and be like, what you talking about? Like, it was popping because I did this and I did this. Listen. I hear that. I know we out here celebrating Juneteenth, right? But I don't think we all out here celebrating Juneteenth.
No, because people are lazy.
And okay, and y'all correct. Come on, people. I'm here for the culture.
Yeah, comment.
Y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
We got about 3 minutes.
I'm feeling very. So I normally tap out of here because I gotta watch Market Mondays at 8:00 on YouTube. We care about your time, y'all. So we keep these conversations short. So we're gonna be wrapping up soon. I'm gonna go 5 over tonight, and I'm gonna hop over to Market Mondays. Earn Your Leisure. Market Mondays on YouTube starts at 8:00. We talking about money. I think investments, the recession. I think they got a special guest tonight too, y'all. So definitely tap into that. I'm trying to see who it is tonight. It's DJ Envy gonna be in there on there.
DJ Envy. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm tapping in a little bit, but let me say, am I being too hard on my people? Because I really feel some type of way that we celebrating. I had three people tell me that's today. So y'all tell me in the comments, am I being too hard? Is it because it's just a newly recognized holiday that it's going to change? Things are going to come with that. So I want to know what's going on in these streets. Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? And if y'all didn't barbecue or if y'all didn't do anything to celebrate, it's not about a barbecue, actually.
No.
I really think what's really important for Juneteenth is for us to celebrate it in a way that continues to progress the culture. I sat on several talks in celebration of Juneteenth, conversations that were focused on financial literacy, because in order to be fully free as a group, as a culture, we really have to work on shortening that gap. Financially, like the wealth gap is really keeping us behind. So everywhere I went, where folks were celebrating it or putting on any particular event, the conversations were around financial literacy. So it's not always about having a barbecue, right? But what I'm getting at is, how are we getting involved to really commemorate this event? And I personally think that it's not enough is happening, but I could be wrong. Mike. So any last thoughts on Juneteenth? Because we're moving on.
So I'll say this. we need to really, really learn culture. We need to learn our history the right way. We had to understand that that was, even though the days of freed slaves happened before Juneteenth, it was acknowledged on Juneteenth, but it would actually happen. It's so much to learn. Like people think that everything, oh, I got the day off. Oh, it's a holiday. Like I understand we're in a new generation and times move on and stuff like that. But you got to understand, like some people have died for the day we live in right now. So.
Woo! Listen, it's a great day to be alive. I think Beyonce performed something at the Oscars, right? It's a great day to. No, I'm not going to sing for y'all, but listen. Speaking of Sidebar, did you know Beyonce coming out with a new album, Renaissance?
Yep. Oh, I know everything. I pay attention to Beyonce.
Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna buy it? That's a homie.
Well, no, hell yeah. I'm gonna be right there. I listen to all her stuff. Every album I've listened to. I low key am a Beyonce fan, but I don't know none of the songs.
Are you Beehive?
I'm a guy Beehive. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Here we go with that.
I'm like a bumblebee.
That masculine energy right there. I'm a guy Beehive. Why are you
Beehive? I'm too big to be a little bee. Like I'm too big. I'm a bumblebee. That's what I'm saying. I'm like a big. Oh, I'm like a hawk beehive.
Toxic masculinity.
No. Two separate things. Nope. I'm just a big bee. That's
you all. Just can't be in the beehive.
I'm in the beehive. I'm a honey. I'm like a big bee. I'm like the ones that don't got a stinger.
All right. So Renaissance is coming out July 29th. I'm super excited. I this is a sidebar right quick, right? I was talking to a gentleman actually at the EYL event, and I was, I'm pumped. I'm Beehive all day, right? And I've been taking black cards left and right, right? I was like, black card revoked if y'all didn't listen to Black is King. If y'all don't like, not Black is King, Black Parade. I feel like Beehive or non-Beehive, anybody within the culture, like if you heard Black Parade and you wasn't like, yo, this is my John. Like if you think about the lyrics that's in Black Parade, I feel like what's wrong with all y'all? You don't have to like B, but what's wrong with all y'all? But the gentleman said to me, nah, I don't like B because of what she did with Chloe and them's contract. And he started explaining something to me that he heard about how she manages, the record label with Chloe and them. And personally, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like that was kind of irrelevant when it comes to supporting what B is doing with the type of music that she's putting out. From what we have heard from the Lion King, the Gift album, Black Parade, even Lemonade, and then I can only assume what's about to happen with Renaissance. I am like, why are we not listening in? Am I tripping?
No. Everybody don't have to. No. You can't convince the world to do the same things you do. I might be in agreement of
why
them.
Can't I?
But no. What I mean is, as long as you support yourself and what you do, you'll find other people that support the same things. As long as somebody ain't detrimental to life, that's something that them, that's a personal thing between them and whatever the case is. Not everybody knows the facts. That's just how I look at it. I don't know nothing. So,
all right. Before we get out of here, right? We're gonna talk about Mike. I gotta share my screen, and I'm always so slow with this, y'all. We're gonna talk because y'all know I'm about to drop. Y'all know what I do. Listen. We're about to hop on over to Earn Your Leisure Market Mondays, all right? We're going to tap in. Troy and Rashad is probably talking right now as we speak. If you want to leave me right now to go listen to them, I support it. They have a couple guests tonight, so it should be a good show. But I know we're going to talk about this on the show tonight. That is InvestFest 2022. I went last year and it changed my life. Y'all keep hearing me talk about InvestFest because I need to get y'all tickets. August 5th through August 7th in Atlanta, Georgia. Steve Harvey is the big name that's mentioned on this particular flyer here. We got Steve Harvey, we got Rick Ross, Charlamagne the God, Earn Your Leisure, of course, Wall Street Trapper, 19 Keys, Ian Dunlap, Dan Cathy, Him 500, Milano D. Rouge, MG the Mortgage Guy. I love me some MG the Mortgage Guy. So Chaz R, I know, tapped in and asked me a lot of questions. I recommend tapping into MG the Mortgage Guy because that's where I'm getting all my gems from. Chaz R, but we can talk offline if you want to, some more about some of the opinion that I had. Eric Thomas, Aristotle Investments, Terrence J, Kenny Burns, David Shines, The Budgetnista, and so much more, right? So InvestFest is going down. If you love to talk about money, generational wealth, new age entrepreneurship, investing, stocks, like you got to be in the building. These conversations are changing the culture, man. And as 19 Keys likes to say, it's high level only. We are having high level conversations. If y'all with it, let's tap in. So August 5th through August 7th, Crystal D will be in the building. Earn Your Leisure InvestFest. Any last words, Mike Hennessy, before we get out of here?
Nope. Just follow us on our stuff.
Yeah, so it's your girl, Crystal D. My thoughts could be a blog, right? As you
All
can
that
see, I have
down there.
lots of opinions. My thoughts could be a blog. Follow me on IG, right? Follow me on Twitter and follow me on YouTube. It's the same thing. I know it's long, but stop being lazy. Just type it out. My thoughts could be a blog. Sidebar Conversations every Monday before Market Mondays at 7:30. It's Crystal D. We are doing a recap of all the things that matter to me. And Mike Hennessy is always here to join the party.
Always. Y'all know y'all can follow me right there. Bang. All that. But come on my Twitch. I play games. That's where I want people to come to the most. I need that, come watch me play. So I'm leaving it just like that. Simple, easy.
All right, the Sidebar Conversations. Y'all better be having barbecues next year for Juneteenth. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Or
You just
Black
want
Card
somewhere to go
Revolt.
eat. That's all it is.
I do. I was looking around for burgers, like, oh my gosh, like where can I find a barbecue? No, let me stop. It's bigger than that. All right, we out. Thanks for following. Thanks for listening. Tap in with your girl next week. I'll see you guys Monday at 7:30 next week. It's Sidebar.
All right, y'all.